Well, Kash Patel, the new FBI director,
Yeah.
he's been vocal about exposing UFO secrets and so forth. What's your take on this?
Yes, he has, but he's been gaslit by Lou Elizondo and other people that are professional disinformation operatives. So here's where you get into a big problem. When you have people who are very well trained to tell part information and part misinformation or disinformation, and you're not someone who's an expert in the area, it's so easy to gaslight them in the wrong way. For example, consistently, the sort of the nexus of folks doing that, Lou Elizondo and Chris Mellon and people like Jim Semivan and others, they'll say, well, they're a threat. We're trying to imply the aliens are some kind of threat. Well, they want people to believe that because they can get more money for the military-industrial complex. It's a hoax. But the other thing they'll say is, we don't have anything that flies like that. Oh, really? Yeah, we do. And we have had since the 50s, literally since the 50s. So then you ask the question, if you put some real information, this is why I call it the poison pill. So on the outside of this poison pill of disinformation is the sweet truth of some facts and evidence. But inside, the messaging, the narrative, is a total disinformation narrative designed to move them off the path of finding what the real truth is. Now, I will tell you, the bigger secret here is not about extraterrestrials. It's about the fact that there's a covert, illegal operation, unconstitutional, that have technologies that can, as I'm quoting Admiral Wilson, the head of intelligence joint staff that I briefed, can do circles around our B-2 stealth bomber, circles around it. So, and those are human. So that is a threat to the U.S. Constitution because of how they're operating, but it's also a strategic threat. And those assets are operating all over the world. We know they're in China, they're in Russia, they're in the Middle East. One was downed in Iran that we had to retrieve. I have this from a Green Beret source who's read into that operation. So, what I tell people is that that's the part of this they don't want the president and Congress and the American people to know, because that is the linchpin in being able to hoax an alien invasion or hoax an alien threat, right? And that is the 70-year plan. We're getting to the very end, the crescendo of a plan that was concocted by a bunch of psychopaths and sociopaths in 1953, 54, to eventually, as Werner von Braun, who invented the rocket for Adolf Hitler, said, create an alien threat to unite the world around sort of a dystopic, totalitarian, militaristic situation. And we're right there. Glad we are right at that happening. And so what really worries me and keeps me up at night, I'll be very blunt, is that I don't see yet the bandwidth in Congress or in the White House yet to comprehend the vastness of this problem and how to discern the information from the disinformation. And in order to do that, they're going to have to pull in people like Mr. Barber and Don Paul, and these people, I know them, who have handled both ends of this. They've handled the man-made, and they've handled the ones that are, non-human. And so that has to be unpacked. Instead, they're listening to people and saying, oh, well, don't look behind this curtain, right? So I liken this organization keeping the secret to the Wizard of Oz. And it's this old crudmudgeon back there pulling levers, scaling the hell out of Dorothy and scaring the scarecrow and all that. And they're very good at what they're doing. And because there's not a professional staffing right now looking at this, either in the White House or Congress, they're susceptible to that. And it's a little, I've said to people very high up in Congress and the administration, a little knowledge on this is a very dangerous thing, extremely dangerous. You don't want dilettantes in there.